Hey, what's up? Today, what I'm going to be giving my 2 cents on, it was a little boy, a little 9-year-old boy in D.C., and he was handcuffed. He wasn't locked up or arrested, but he was handcuffed, and I saw it on Fox 5, but I've been seeing it go around on the internet a lot because a lot of people are outraged at the fact. Well, anyway, let's get into the story. But before we get into the story, I'm going to need you all to do me a favor, hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with us. And now let's get into the story. But like I was saying, it was a lot of people that were outraged that the little boy was handcuffed. And then it was a lot of people who were outraged at what caused the little boy to be handcuffed but not locked up. Anyway, it was a 9-year-old little boy in D.C., I think, Northwest or whatever, and the police told the little boy who was leaning up against the car to get off the car. Well, the little boy said something smart or sarcastic to the police officer, and I guess the police officer started chasing the little boy, and the little boy started running, and you hear everybody in the background laughing and giggling and, clowning the police officer because the little boy running through, and you even see somebody recorded or whatever. But it wasn't too serious because you didn't lock the little boy up. And no, the little boy 9. So if it's not something detrimental, then the whole thing just went left, whatever. And the parents were not informed. The little boy was released to a parent, that's what they say, a guardian, because the little boy, a mother, didn't see the video because the police didn't tell her ass. So I don't know who was watching the little boy. He didn't run out in the intersection. He didn't, he stayed in the neighborhood, whatever. But when I saw the video, it looked like the police officer possibly played with these little kids like this to a certain extent. I'm very familiar with the area. So I can see police officers trying to not always look like the bad guy up in this area in Northwest on, So when the video got out, the mother was, she was pissed off because, first of all, the police officers didn't tell her, y'all found it serious enough to put handcuffs on this little boy for being sarcastic and for being smart and just talking back. When to me, I feel like the whole situation could have been a learning lesson. First of all, I don't blame the mother for being upset because I am a mother. And if I saw that, I would have been upset, but I would have got on my son because I'm not trying to be funny. In this day and age, as a black little boy, as black males, you need to tell your son that running from the police is dangerous and can get you killed. You could be 9 years old and run from the police. Luckily, it didn't turn out like that. Luckily, he didn't, he wasn't, I guess, a bad cop and decided to say it was in fear of his life. But I feel like it needs to be someone in that little boy's life. I don't know if his father was around. I just saw his mother. And the whole thing could have been a learning lesson because I feel like the police officer was upset or his ego got butthurt because the little boy got smart and sarcastic and wasn't, I guess, intimidated or didn't respect his authority. And the little boy didn't respect his authority. But it still could have been a learning and teaching moment. That police officer could have said, come here for a minute, let me talk to you. And could have told him that, look, I'm telling you as an authority figure that you shouldn't be leaning on this car. And I'm telling you why. I should explain why, you shouldn't be leaning on this car because the person that's going to come out is not going to appreciate you leaning on the car. You should have put the handcuffs on a little boy and traumatized him. The little boy peed on himself. He's crying all bad and everything. I think it went too far. I think it just could have been handled a different way because now the little boy is possibly going to be scared of the police, and it's still not a teaching moment. I hope the mother sat down with her son and let her son know that no, when authority is telling you something to do something that's not in harm or going to cause you harm, then you need to do it because you are to listen to a police officer, and she needs to make the little boy aware, as sad as it is, as a black male, what he's going to need to do around a police officer or what have you, if you want to stay alive. It was a couple of months ago in D.C. And it was some 10-year-olds. I'm not sure how many because I only saw one getting locked up. But it was some 10-year-olds, and I think they took a BB gun and robbed some other 10-year-olds. And it was one 10-year-old boy. I see him getting locked up, and he just is calm. He not crying, and his hands handcuffed behind his back. And they lead him to the car, and he just is calm. And come to find out, that 10-year-old boy that they handcuffed and locked up had nothing to do with the other group of, 10-year-olds robbing the other 10-year-old. I do think it needs to be certain precautions because 9 and 10-year-olds are getting, that might be my dryer here, are getting a little bit off the hook. And more so because you got little girls jumping each other, or you got little girls jumping at other little girls and kicking them in the head until they, and then you have other little girls getting to fight. So it needs to be some type of, I guess, reevaluation for how you handle kids, because that situation right there did not deserve, or handcuffs wasn't deemed or necessary in that situation, because it was just the little boy's being sarcastic. He was being disobedient, but it wasn't to the point where he was a threat and he needed handcuffs on him. So anyway, I just want to know what y'all thoughts are on that. I'm going to wrap this on up. I didn't want this to be too long. It already is longer than what I expected it to be. But anyway, y'all hit that like button, comment, share, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with us. And as always, y'all always stay unapologetically you, because I'm going to always be unapologetically me.